News at 7 starts now.
I just wish Bart would go ahead and figure out what they need to do so the strike could be ended, because it is a tremendous inconvenience for everyone. Yeah.
Well, frustration builds, the backup builds. We're seeing it all over again now that we're in day 2 of the Bart Strike. We'll tell you what you need to know to get around the Bay this morning and how others are finding their way into San Francisco. We have live team coverage of the commute beginning right now.
Yeah, we start with a live look at the Bay Bridge approach this morning, ballooning to a lot of cars this morning. We'll go straight to KRON 4's George Rask, who is live in the traffic center, tracking all the traffic related to the Bart Bridge and all Bart Strike. Good morning.
Good morning. Thankfully, AC Transit workers did not strike. They called off their strike as their contract also expired. AC Transit, one of the ways people are coping without Bart this morning. KRON 4's Will Tran live in Oakland with more on commuters there. Will?
Well, with no strike, that means the buses are running for at least another day because they have not given a 24-hour heads up. So the buses are coming and going. They have extra buses. We'll step out in traffic just to show you what's going on. We're at 20th and Broadway, and you can see the long line. It's wrapped around the corner right now. I can tell you that about 10 minutes ago, a bus came by here, picked up as many people as they could, and that line stopped wrapping around the corner, but within a couple of minutes, more people started to come, and now it's probably a little bit down the way on Broadway. We got a chance to talk to, obviously, many people in line. They're getting here earlier. I mean, when you're talking about taking 400,000 people off of the BART trains and putting them into other means to get around, a lot of people turning to AC Transit, including this gentleman.
So I have a call here for 8:30.
8:30, what time did you get here this morning?
About 30 minutes ago.
So at around 6 o'clock for 8:30 court appearance.
Yeah.
There was no way a judge was going to be lenient, huh? I mean, some bosses might be lenient, but not a judge.
Definitely.
Did you see the long lines yesterday? Did it scare you this morning?
Oh, actually, I worked from home yesterday.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You know, so I didn't go to work yesterday because of all this.
But you made sure to come down here. No.
As I said, I left my house. I live in Brentwood. I left my house at 5 o'clock this morning to be here.
And back live now, you can see this car pulling in here and turning this place into a casual carpool. I can tell you, AC Transit supervisors, they're trying to stop that, but this car not waiting to go to designated carpool lanes, casual carpool, instead coming here. That is frowned upon, and if AC Transit supervisor sees that, they will try to stop that. It's because you're stopping traffic and then the buses coming and going. I got to give you some advice. Just come down here now at 20th and Broadway. Don't even think about going to the other locations. Past this place, there are 3 other stops once they leave here, and the reason why is you can see how long the lines are. By the time a bus pulls out here, even with the extra buses marked, they're so full that there's a good chance they will blow by the other bus stops, leaving you stranded. Back to you.
All right, we'll check back with KRON 4's Will Tran throughout the morning. James?
All right, from the buses, let's check on the ferries. They were actually a pretty good option for folks last time around on yesterday. KRON 4's Justine Waldman is standing outside at Jack London Square with an eye on how things are progressing this morning. Justine?
Good morning. Well, yesterday during the rush of the morning commute, San Francisco Bay Ferry took triple the amount of passengers that it normally does, and they don't expect today to be any different. We'll show you live now a look at what's happening where people are loading. There are not long lines right at this moment because the ferries are about to take off. They're departing every 45 minutes from here in Oakland, heading towards San Francisco. Just to compare yesterday to today, from our perspective here, we saw more people showing up about this time, and today we saw more people showing up to get on the ferries a little bit early. So I think people learned their lesson yesterday that they want to leave some extra time in order to get on the ferry that they want so they're not late to work or whatever appointments that they have in San Francisco. So we got a chance to talk to some people in line about how they're handling this BART strike, and yesterday people were pretty pleasant. Today I'm sensing a little bit more annoyance.
Frustrated, yes. Absolutely. I don't like being a pawn in a game of chess that I didn't sign up for and that I don't want to play. So, but luckily there's options, and you know, hopefully they'll come to a resolution and we'll get back riding BART.
But for now, the ferry seems to be a good option for people as we take a live look at the ferry that's about to depart at 7:30 from here in Oakland towards San Francisco. The advice that we're passing out to people this morning is leave yourself plenty of time to find a parking space, but even better, have someone drop you off or maybe ride your bike, because you can bring your bike on the ferry, and then you should pay first, but you can also use your Clipper card. They do have all the fleets in service to help everyone. They also have extra staff and every resource really that they're putting in place so they can make sure that everyone gets where they need to go. They're going to continue to do this even on the 4th of July if the Bart strike continues. So we're going to keep our eyes and ears on what's happening out here. But the biggest notice that I'm feeling out here, the biggest change, is that people are starting to get a little frustrated with having to take the ferry and not use Bart. Yesterday they were, going with the flow. Today, the joke is that they're just all in the same boat and they're just going to try to deal with it together.
All right, Justine, thank you much. Yeah, not surprising that frustrations are starting to wear thin, or patience is starting to wear thin. We'll see how much longer this goes on. We'll continue to follow the latest on the strike for you, so keep it tuned here to KRON 4. Our broadcasts during the day, between our broadcasts, tune into our 24/7 news channel. That's on Comcast 193. We'll have updates for you there, as well as our website, KRON4.com, and Facebook and our Twitter feeds as well.